They'll respect the originals and the new copies will be so you get a third flavor of adoption. So you have three ways to bolster adoption on the new chain.
So one quick observation gonna be actually we're gonna be the main blockchain for any coin out there, because let's say if someone imports, let's say, a coin, for example, that called looks, let's say, okay, for instance, that looks, let's say it's gonna be just looks on our chain, and it's gonna be e-looks in Ethereum network. So we won't actually put a P on the front, because we are actually pushing forward and we are supporting that we are actually the main blockchain, that we support all the coins and we are the new beginning, and we don't
Correct.
actually. But that's
Yes.
crazy, because everyone, like every rich man, every man out there that has crypto, like why, like they're gonna just copy it over, and obviously what they're gonna do is they're gonna switch their coins to Pulsechain and PulseX, because they know that that's gonna have appreciation, much appreciation, and the price of the PulseX and the PulseX will go up, because everyone is swapping their coins for that, because they know that they're gonna do quick gains. And this mechanic actually is enough for us to hit like crazy amounts of X, like unbelievable amounts of X.
It's absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. To be conservative, we would be happy if at least we had 1 or 2% of all of the Ethereum based products or projects actually saw value in Pulse Chain, and they actually respected the copies that actually were created by Richard. And then they migrated over. They became interested in it, and their communities respected the copies because they saw value in them. That would be a huge, just that alone would be huge. But now already we have 60 something projects that are identified on the Pulse Chain hot list that are going to be founded and launched on Pulse Chain. And then again, you're shooting for that 1 to 2% adoption from those that are simply copied over and communities hear about things. It is insane. It's insane how much is going to happen.
What about those that they say that, NFTs are not fungible, but we are actually making a pair of their NFTs in our chain? Like, because I assume from the NFTs, it's going to be, let's say, a blockchain behind it that says there is no way that you're going to generate the same copy. There is no way. But we are actually doing that. You know what I mean? So we're actually, anything that's called non-fungible token is possible to be founded, and it's possible actually to be copied, and now having two instead of one. So how we are supporting actually the NFTs as well? Do you have any idea?
Well, I believe that some of these communities, somebody has to build a front end. If there's no front end, then they won't. The code will be copied, sure. And in its form, though, you won't be able to see your pretty picture unless there's a front end. And it's opined that there will be already more than one project has already kind of whispered that they're creating a front end for various NFTs hosting. Also, Richard has hinted that he's going to have an NFT platform that he's going to maybe float sometime after Pulse Chain launches. He hasn't talked about it for a while, but he said, yeah, well, there's a lot of money in that. So he's going to do something that kind of emulates or is alongside already a community driven project that will be released on Pulse Chain. But Richard saw that there is value in that, so he may be addressing the NFT market, even though he's not a proponent of overpaying for JPEGs that have you know bark or codes that are loosely related to hosted JPEG. NFTs are not of a great importance unto themselves, but for flex value, he can respect them, and he sees a market out there. So he may have that JPEG trading site up and running, and then he'll also have his 55 facets of the world's biggest black diamond NFTs created, and probably some of the most valuable assets on there.
Yeah, this subject for the NFTs, I'm very getting confusing. I don't want to talk about NFTs on this chat, but because we're gonna copy it over, I think we have to talk about it. Because what if a person, let's say, this is, I don't know how the mechanics is gonna be, because we don't know like officially yet how it's gonna be. But let's say a person that has, let's say, NFT on the Ethereum side that is very expensive, and he doesn't want actually to trade it on the Ethereum side, and that says he gets actually a copy and trades that copy, let's say on the Pulsechain side, and a totally different person, a totally different wallet has that NFT. So there is actually two different people that have the same NFT in different chains. If the person B, let's say, wants actually to bridge it over in the Ethereum side, can actually how he can bridge it over if already a person has the same copy. You know what I mean?
Right. So I don't know how bridged NFTs work, whether or not they can be hosted as bridged NFTs. I think that they would have to have. I don't know if you can actually host them and see that actual piece of digital art in a bridged format. That's a very interesting question, and I'll have to hunt around for an answer. But I'm of the mind that I don't give a crap about any intellectual property or one of ones or non-fungibility type of ideas. As long as the original owner of the NFT gets the copy, no harm, no foul. If you don't want to accept that there is a copy of your one of one, then lock it away. Lock it away. It's yours to do that. Like if you own the Mona Lisa and I gave you a second copy of the Mona Lisa, it would be yours to lock away in your vault and never talk about. It's still the same owner. Still the same person owns both of them. In fact, some people that own Rembrandt paintings do not display the original. They display a copy that they also own. Their original is in a vault, but in their home, they keep a copy.
What Richard Hart has been created now is just, I understand why it takes time. And as we much we say, when pulse, we have literally to sit down and appreciate this huge amount of work because it's just unbelievable. Like if you say to a normal person that knows a bit about blockchain, and you say these things that you're gonna be everything that you have, you're gonna get doubled, and this coin, and you start explaining, it's a huge amount of work. So now also I understand why we are getting delayed that much, because it's not something simple. It's not simple to just to copy a full liquidity pool, and double it to another blockchain.
I actually think that Richard figured that out many months ago, and it was done many months ago. The only thing that they're fixing that's taking time is
Unity, yeah.
the security aspect of the underlying blockchain, right? The change from proof of work to proof of stake. That is the complex part.
I'm very excited. I'm super, super excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm not fan of the loans, but even if let's say someone takes a loan to invest in crypto and has the money to pay for it, like, and he's gonna get a copy of the loan, he just repays the loan and keeps the rest of the money, like realistically, without being like,
Yeah, if there's an uptrend. If there's a downtrend, the answer is no. But if there's an uptrend, yes. But if the risk can be limited and you can accept that as a way to, let's say, cash out, while not having, I mean, depending on your jurisdiction, whether or not it actually triggers a taxable event, it could be an inventive way of avoiding a lot of taxes. Myself, I'd rather play it in the real world system. There's plenty of ways to avoid the brunt of taxation. It can be deferred. It can be minimized. If it can finally be reduced to zero in that case by taking a loan out against your tokens and then defaulting on that loan, then great. Congratulations.
when we let's say a person has staked hex and puts the RPC settings, does the stake get doubled and he's gonna receive after let's say the X amount of days or years wrapped hex?
Yes, not wrapped hex.
Hex,
It's
hex.
not wrap. Yeah, it's not wrapped hex. It would come out as a duplicate. It would be hex on Pulsechain. So it comes out. It gets duplicated as a staked amount of hex, and then it matures as it normally would at the same rate of same duration of time as Ethereum pre-staked, or sorry, pre-copied stake. The original stake and the copied stake will be identical until they're matured. When they're matured, you'll find out what the value of the actual underlying token is, and you'll be able to either bridge it back over to sell on one side, sell on the actual side where it came out, or vice versa. It's very complex. There's lots of options now, but the liquidity pools may deem one more valuable than the other. You may want to leverage that and get more of one chain's hex on one side and then restake it, because maybe the price of the T shares could be different on one side because there's fewer people getting ROI out on one side, fewer short-term stakers, more long-term stakers on the other side. It will change the ROI, or the APY level will be absolutely completely different on both sides.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Today is the press conference, I think, of Richard Hart. Am I right?
Yes, today is moving into day 3.
And I think, if I'm not wrong, I think today we're gonna receive huge updates about because I think when also Hex started and he did a press conference, he released a launch date or no?
No, no, no. There wasn't any major release at the first Hex conference. Um, no, there wasn't any major thing. It was just, I think, celebrating the penny that we reached momentarily, and then, sorry, no, I'm thinking of the 24-hour stream. 24-hour stream, we hit the penny, and then we dropped back, and then that was, yeah. First Hex conference was, there was no major announcements or anything, and I don't think that we're going to get any major earth-shattering announcement tomorrow, or rather today either. I think we're going to get, some good feelings and pleasant, pleasant, kumbaya moment for everybody. We're all coming together. We are still waiting. Richard's probably going to reiterate that he's waiting too, and that everybody wants to get it out as soon as possible. He may give an Easter egg or two about game theory, but I don't think he's done that in a long time. So I just imagine it's just going to be a very supportive type of chat that makes everybody excited to wait a little bit longer.
What do you think about the current market? Do you think that it's gonna go down? Because I think Richard Hart said that, well, with the inflation and stuff, s- the Bitcoin can go only down, not let's say to 11,000, but even like going to 16,000 with the inflation, it's still like 90%. Do you think that it's still gonna go down, or do you think that now we are actually hitting the support level and we're gonna go up? What's your observation on the market?
You mean the greater market? I think that there's still more pain. I think there's still more downside.
Well, coloration or go down?
I think it'll go down. But there's two different types of very painful corrections. At the very end of the correction, it can either be a huge capitulation candle that goes down to the floor, and then we start the slow and arduous rise after that, which is always good to have. It signals the end of the bear, right? The very end of the bear is this huge capitulation, and then you're stuck at the bottom, slowly creeping up until we reach an uptrend that is sustainable, and then we call that the bull, the early bull. And that would be interesting to see so quickly. I don't think we're anywhere close to it. I think we're looking at November for that capitulation to happen. And before then, there's the other pain, which will be a time-based correction, which is sitting sideways for a lot longer than anyone can chart or handle. And that leads to the capitulation because so much time has elapsed and so many people, given the outside, the greater legitimate, normal economy stuff, are going to need to liquidate their positions to go pay for margin calls on their house, or their house loan. The LTV could be out of whack on that if the housing market collapses, or inflation. You got to pay for gas. It's going freaking crazy in the United States. A lot of needs for people right now for cash to pay for basic things that they didn't budget for, having to be paying for 10% more over like 2 months of time.
But you know what's our luck? Our luck is a good time that Pulsechain actually happened because the people that lost their money can actually double double their coins.
Exactly. Exactly, man. We would be the happiest of the saddest people on earth, right?
Did you saw actually a screenshot the Asian girl upload on Twitter that talks about Drake? That Drake sent about Hex and Pulsechain and says that he invested, I think, 10 million or something like this.
Say what?
Yeah, yeah.
Drake?
Drake. Yeah. So you can see the amount of from the amount of wallets that people actually sacrifice. There is actually huge celebrities that they were aware because obviously many celebrities have consultation from someone that knows about the insights of crypto blockchain, and they said, it's a very good opportunity for you to invest in these coins because it's gonna do a huge pump up. And alongside of just investors like me and you, celebrities invested and millionaires and billionaires invested. So man, I'm looking forward because when we're gonna go on the mainnet, everyone is gonna talk about it and everyone's gonna advertise it because everyone's gonna get the benefit out of it.
Wow. I had no idea that Drake was added to our celebrity list.
Yeah. I've seen, yeah. And also Richard Hart liked that screenshot that girl uploaded. She's I don't know, she's a hex girl, so yeah, she uploaded that on Twitter, and I saw it. I was like, wow, like so many people have invested, so many celebrities, and that definitely is a sign that everyone is waiting for it. Everyone's waiting for the free money.
Nice. Well, you got to wonder how long someone like Drake would hold on before cashing out. So I think his financial advisor, whoever turned him on to Pulsechain, hopefully they said this is going to go multiple thousands of X's. Just hold on. Don't just dump it on a 10X.
But I don't think there is a reason to cash out because once you start receiving your incentive tokens and just generating income from that, there's no point selling it. When you invest, let's say 10,000, you're receiving like incentive tokens that you are trading it for USD for fiat currency. There is no point selling your coins. So what's the point selling your coins when you're just receiving free money from nowhere?
Right, right. Well, so you're referring to PulseX then to get
Yeah,
the
Drake talk about
incentive token.
the PulseX and Pulsechain.
Okay. Because Pulse Chain, the only thing you can do is delegate it to a validator.
Yeah, delegate. But the thing is, those who own Pulsechain currently, they can get more PulseX, even if they don't need sacrifice for PulseX. The ratio for a good ratio.
Oh, you mean to trade it on ratio?
Yeah,
Yeah, they can. They can.
I got one speculation about once we're gonna start actually go to the bull market, and that is towards September and November, October, uh, because the weather is more cold. The miners running faster and generating more blocks and finding more blocks because on the summer the miners can't actually generate more blocks, find more blocks. So also there is a downtrend. And if you see also the previous market, the previous actually bull run was towards December, October, November, and January when we are actually on the bull run. So I think for the next 4 or 5 months, for the next 3 4 months, actually we're gonna start consolidating, and afterwards we're gonna start hitting the bull run. Just speculation, observation that I think it's gonna be valuable to say in this community. So the only good thing now I can do is just buy more hex. Uh, do you think the hex price will go more down, or do you think it's a very good time now to buy?
I think now is a good time to start DCAing, and that's not financial advice, of course. Um, I like the 3 cent, area that we've been sticking around for a while now. I think we've been in a range of like 3.2 to 3.8, kind of consistently for the last few weeks. It's putting in a very nice floor around this area. So if you started to DCA in, you probably would not be upset at the price that you get, just a little bit at a time. Every time we hit a little bit of a pullback to the 3-2 range, the bottom of the channel, um, grab a little bit there, you know, and hold off a little bit and just do it blindly without any kind of emotion in it. Just, you know, basically whenever, once every week or once every month, throw a little bit in and start to DCA around here is what I would do. But that's just me.
About the once we change the RPC settings, we see a value actually. Do you think that this value is calculated by the amount of value that the blockchain thinks is gonna value the coins? Because we can see, let's say, hex trading for $1 something, the PulseX trading for 0.03 or something. Do you think that actually the blockchain sees the value and says, okay, people are trading, this is the amount of value that we're gonna set the price on? Or do you think it's just a pure function and there is nothing, 100%?
I don't think you're going to see something like in MetaMask that's going to pop up and say a dollar value like it does right now. That relies on oracles. And the oracles are not yet functional. They may be copied, but they may have some quirks to them on the other side. I don't think they're going to be drawing from the actual value of dollars because there's no bridge open at the beginning anyway. And even when a bridge opens, I think there's going to be some development that's going to have to feed that. There may already be something that Richard's devised to be able to view that, but I don't know. If there is, then it'll only show on PulseX.
Makes sense. Um, let's talk about a little bit about the movie that Richard Hart wants to release on Netflix. How do you think that's going to be possible? Like, how do you think even Netflix, once they put forward the application that they want actually to release the movie there, is going to be a movie about promoting some crypto coins that have a high volatility? And how do you think that Netflix going to accept that? Do you think that it's going to be possible to?
Uh, well, okay, you want my honest opinion about this? I don't mind giving you my honest opinion about this.
Yeah, yeah. I want
Um,
your honest opinion.
yeah, yeah. I think that the filmmakers are going to have to get something together that is like really emphasizes the controversy as
Like
the
the
main theme. Like all the hate and the kernels of truth on the negative side. I'm sure that the average Netflix viewer, or rather the average Netflix purchaser, looks at all of the rest of the documentaries. There's two types of documentaries that I've seen on Netflix, and I watch a lot of them with my kids and my wife. Number one variety is like a nature special that has kind of a glowing, touching ending to it. And I categorize that as the my octopus teacher. That was a typical amazing Netflixy type of thing. Won the Academy Award. You know, it's something that they're very happy to show. It's great. Then there's all of the other stuff, and everything else, be it the history of murderers, the history of cheats and thieves and rapists and all sorts of terrible, terrible things, always have one thing in common. That is that they vilify the main subject. And at the end, you're feeling good because you're seeing resolution. Either A, there's an epilogue that says that that person went to jail, or B, it says that we're going to have this is becoming a mini series that shows the pitted drama between all these ugly people that you never wanted to come in contact with. And doesn't it make you feel better about yourself and your situation that you can look at somebody fall from grace, be caught by the long arm of the law, and be dealt a severe punishment? It's what we like to see, and it seems to be what Netflix buys. I'm not sure that they're going to be interested in something that gives even a an
Advice.
even-handed or fair portrayal of what we do and what Richard Hart has done. Sorry to be so long-winded about my answer.
No, 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 no. I totally understand, and it's very, yeah, it's very good answer. But man, it's what Richard Hart actually now is releasing advice to Netflix. That's how I see it. And the people actually who gonna see the application, oh, that's the movie. They're gonna do observations. They're gonna see, hey, man, you're actually just giving advice to the investors, saying that look how good my project is. Just invest. So in that moment, I think we're gonna get a huge X, and we won't launch on Netflix. But even after that, my honest opinion is not many people use Netflix. I mean, more and more people use YouTube because it's free, and it's better actually to not waiting for the Netflix because, as I know, Richard said it's gonna be probably on January. It's better actually to launch when he didn't say that, but he wants actually to launch Pulsechain when also the movie is gonna be released on Netflix. But my own observation is it's better to launch on YouTube because many people can see it and many people can share it.
I agree. I agree completely, and it's easier to launch on YouTube. But
For
the
sure,
problem
yeah,
is to recoup the expected investment return from those that invested in the production of the feature.
yeah,
They believe that they'll try to shop it first and capture some income that way. But I think it would do so much more if it were available on YouTube.
yeah. On Netflix, is gonna be like the people are gonna say that oh, it's literally legit because on YouTube again, everyone launch anything they want, but on Netflix, it's gonna be like a trust that people that investors will see that look, it's on Netflix, so definitely there is something because Netflix won't launch it if it's not something. But our aim goal is to generate leads and generate high leads and have adoption. And I think that we're gonna reach it only with YouTube because YouTube is for the public. You don't have to pay. Everyone can share it easily because I don't think people can share like on Netflix on their Facebook page or Instagram page. But everyone can actually put their bio in their bio the link of the YouTube. So I think from YouTube
Yep.
we're gonna have huge. But also people say that we have to launch on Netflix because those who created the movie they want actually to generate a budget and they want the budget and they want the percentages a percentage from that budget. And then I'm thinking why they want the percentage when Richard Hartley is literally a billionaire and literally can pay it off. So it's better actually to launch from the YouTube from the beginning and not wait from the Netflix. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but Richard didn't pay for it, so it's totally bootstrapped by community members as producers, and yeah, everybody has to get paid on that production team. And yes, I believe it would be much more valuable on a dollar generating basis to simply be made available on YouTube. That's my own personal opinion. I wouldn't want to have the categorization and the stupid Netflix, navigation system, which is just terrible in finding new things. Unless it's trending top 1 through 10 in the United States, then people can see it very easily. But otherwise, it kind of can get lost. I mean, cryptocurrency story, a flamboyant billionaire doing all sorts of interesting things, maybe, and maybe if it's a mini series and not a movie, that may appeal more. Waiting for the other, the other shoe to fall. That's great. Let's chart the entire history and ongoing drama that is Hex and Pulsechain, Richard Hart. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe.
thanks for this conversation, Papa. I honestly appreciate it. I appreciate every single second that you spent to answer my questions.
It's my pleasure, Lucas. Thank you.
Yeah, now the the chat goes down. It's only 23 people. It's not very background noises. It's not like, oh, bro, like close your mic. We have a lot of feedback. So I felt now there's a good time to ask these questions and also see your opinion because I think that you are a person that I want to hear his opinion because you invested in Hex from very beginning, and also you just don't play with your money. You put your mind, your brain, and you invest your money smart. And you really helped me also with my journey that I had a lot of questions that you knew about crypto. So I think you are the right person to ask these questions.
Well, thank you. I, I, if I really invested with supersonic brain power, I would be a billionaire like Richard now. So I've made my share of errors, but the lucky thing is ever since I've been following Richard, I've done very well with my, educated guesses along with his advice.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Richard Hart. I don't think Richard Hart will ever. Um, I won't ask Richard Hart because it's very hard to reach Richard Hart. So it's better to reach his representative, let's say, the people that really trust Richard Hart and they think how Richard Hart thinks. And I think that how you think is also a way how Richard Hart thinks because the knowledge that we have is generated by Richard Hart.
Well, I am in awe of his ability to create products and soon to be projects that can give me the tools that I never had before to be able to generate my own wealth. That's all there is to it. That is a different type of genius. And he deserves all the glory that he gets. He
Oh yeah.
deserves every modicum of glory.
Absolutely, yeah. When I see people like trash talking Richard Hart, I get so upset. Like I get so upset because I know how brilliant Richard is. Like not just from the perspective of like, oh, crypto, he built a project and like as a human, you know, those who don't like Richard Hart is the people that support centralized exchanges, venture capitalists, those who talk about Bitcoin, because Richard Hart goes out and roasts everyone. Everyone says the truth, and nobody likes it. Nobody likes the truth because they like actually to be scammers and generating money, talking about Bitcoin, about the worst product out there in the crypto market is Bitcoin. And because Richard Hart is pushing forward and open eyes from the investors and talks and saves investors, that's why they don't like Richard Hart. And I think it's only a matter of time for the people to understand who Richard Hart is and be famous and be very famous like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, because I think this is where Richard Hart belongs. I truly believe that's where Richard Hart belongs, and I'm very happy that I'm his student and also his follower.
Yeah, man. Right along with you.
Like Richard Hart is a type of person that literally change lives and helps people. Not only like change lives by acting and doing things, it's also by talking to people because he says he predicts so many things about Celsius, about Luna, not your coins, not your keys, not your coins. People lost their money, and I think that if everyone from the beginning listened to Richard Hart, will be not in loss. I honestly believe that's fact. This is very fact, and this year show us that Richard Hart was right in anything that said. But there is still haters outside. There is still haters, trash talking, saying Richard Hart is a scammer, and I'm getting very upset, very upset. And I think these projects, Pulsechain and PulseX, it's gonna be the coins that this is the start of the beginning. And I think, Papa, next year, next 2 years, we all that support Richard Hart gonna be in more more better place. And hopefully we're gonna do a huge project that we all gonna meet and talk from close. And I think, those who support Richard Hart gonna be in a very, very good place in the 1 2 years.
Oh, I think so too.
Hey, Papa, life is good. How are you doing?
Good. Life is good. How are you? I imagine good.
Yeah, can't complain, sir. Getting through it all. Hey, I'm gonna DM you. Can you maybe put in a good word with your accountant here in the States. We had a good, I thought was a very good video chat, but I never heard back from him. I know he's probably inundated, but he's the guy I'd like to work with on trust, etc.
Oh, great. Yeah, of course I can. Um, can you give me maybe some hint uh, via DM of how you identified yourself to him? Just some hint so that he would know, because he did tell me that more than a few Hexicans have contacted him. A few of them are moving forward, and a few of them or a couple of them are not. So I want to make sure that he knows who you are, and I'll be talking with him on Tuesday actually, so I can specifically tell him if you give me maybe some initial or hint, I'll tell him that he should follow up with you.
I appreciate it. He'll remember me by I'm the guy who's I got so much lockdown I couldn't get my camera to work, so I was blind, but I could see him. I'll DM you right
Oh,
now with
okay,
my email. I'll DM you right
right
now with
on.
my email address.
Yep, sounds great. I'll follow up with him on Tuesday Japan time, Tuesday morning on the East Coast.
Yeah, maybe you got my email address wrong or something. Yeah, happy to do it, and seems like a real sharp guy. Thanks for the referral.
Oh, my pleasure. He is a sharp guy. He's a good friend,
Thanks, Papa.
and I think
Good.
hopefully you'll be with him for a good long time.
Hopefully. Thanks, Papa.
No problem, man.
Papa, I'm thinking this Wednesday to buy a very great amount of hex. Do you think once I buy the hex, it's better to wait for the launch and get straight away the copies and stake it from both sides? Or do you think once I buy next week, just take it straight away, stake it?
Well, it depends how long you want to stake it and what your ultimate plan is. If it's a staking strategy that you want to get locked into and you're happy with it and you want it to be duplicated without change at all, then stake it. If not, then I got to ask, do you want to have it liquid so that you can have two separate staking strategies on both sides of the, Pulsechain and Ethereum? If so, then maybe short-term staking is good for you. If it is a large amount, you may be able to beat the spread on the gas fees and turn a small profit, and also benefit from early end stake penalties as well. Right now, the benefits are probably around 6.1 on the average per T share per day. So it depends. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to have the same staking strategy on both sides, or do you have different ones in mind?
Because I'm thinking even once if even if I don't stake and if I buy the great amount of hex that I think is a great amount of hex, and if hopefully the next, let's say, couple of months hex is released, Pulsechain is released, I'm gonna literally be doubled. So waiting a year to generate 38%, it's better like to not stake and receive the 100% back as a copy.
Yeah. Remember, 38% is at a threshold of, I think, the at least the average amount of staking length, which now is like 6 point something years, 6.8 years. So do me a favor and get on go.hex.com/stake, connect up your dummy wallet in your MetaMask, and then enter in that amount of hex that you intend to buy, and then enter in, play with the staking lengths, and take a look at how many T shares you get. Then multiply the days by the amount of T shares and see if that amount of hex would be valuable enough to you to, to stake for that amount of time, like a limited amount of time, for example, a
Eh,
month or 2 months.
hmm? Yeah,
See if
that's
you
what
can beat the spread on the gas fee. Because right now, I think staking like a million hex for a week would give you probably around $30, and that on a bad moment could probably be the difference between breaking even with gas and being underwater with that stake. So you want to fool with your amounts and your terms. See if you can comfortably beat the spread of
Hmm.
the gas fees. Right? Gas fees could be $20. I want to say.
Yeah, it's low. It's very low. I'll take it. I'm gonna go hexstake. You said .com.
Go.hex.com/stake. And Lucas, I hope to God you're doing this with a hardware wallet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Treasure.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect with my dummy account, and yeah, I'm gonna stake it through there.
Yeah, but play with the numbers first to see if it's worth it for the amount of time that you're thinking. You have to if you have the same strategy that you want to lock into for a long period of time, it doesn't matter if you stake it now or not. Um, you have that in your mind, so staking it now would be beneficial because you could seamlessly get your copies. And if it's like years that you want to throw that out, then you just simply stake it now and
I don't want
relax.
years because once the Pulsechain is gonna be released, I know that I'm gonna get more Pulsechain in a very good ratio. So if I stake it, I won't
Right.
have this.
Yep. Right. So then in that case, if you have different strategies that you want to enact as soon as Pulse Chain launches, then you're going to want to do the calculation to see if it's worth it. For example, if you have 3 million hex and you want to stake it for a month, it will give you considerable amount above and beyond the gas fee. And you'll still have that flexibility when Pulse Chain launches. But you'll be playing this restaking game every month, waiting until waiting until it's time.
Because we don't know when it's gonna launch. That's what I'm saying. And I was thinking now it's a very good time to buy more hex because I'm gonna get more
It
Pulsechain.
is. Yeah, it is. But as far as staking, that's your question, right? Whether or not you can turn a little bit of extra hex while
Yeah.
you're waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in order to benefit from that, I need a lot of hex in order to benefit also from that. Just to make.
Yep, you do. Right now I think for $100 worth of hex right now, that's like 3 million hex for a week. I think would give you like 120 bucks worth of hex. Is it worth it?
$100 you said.
$100 worth of hex. So like, 3,000 hex.
So 3000x will give you what you said about. You say some crazy numbers. I get.
Well, no, I'm saying that if you had 3 million hex
Oh,
and you
oh,
staked it
yeah,
for a
yeah,
week, you may
yeah,
get 3,000 hex back
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
as 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 your APY, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. But no, 3 million. I'm trying to buy almost half a million. So
Yeah, so then I think that's why I think that you should run the calculation on
that's.
go.hex.com/stake and then see how long you would have to send it out before you could gain enough return to make it worth your while.
Mm-hmm. It says connected to blockchain, but it's literally bugged. It's frozen. I don't know why. Mm.
Well, what browser are you using?
Cool, Chrome, Baba.
Chrome, okay. And you're on a PC? You're on a Windows PC?
Yeah, laptop
All
Windows.
right. Okay. And it says that it's not connecting?
It says just connected to blockchain. That's what it says.
Oh, okay. So, did you go to your MetaMask icon, click on that, and press the connect button and
Oh,
approve
I
the
have to do.
connection?
Yeah, I have to do it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to do
nice.
that. Otherwise, it won't populate.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect my treasure. I'm gonna do it right now. Cheers.
Yeah, you don't even need to connect your Trezor. What you need to do is just connect your MetaMask.
Oh, really? Yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In order to get just the dummy wallet on the MetaMask will be fine. You just connect MetaMask account with that site, and then you can play around with it until you get the number you like. And when you
Hmm.
do, then you can connect your hardware wallet separately, and then do your actual staking or
Yeah,
whatever you want later on.
yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Bob.